aggressive and shouting. I don't think so. Somebody takes your child. Unbelievable, these criminals. Notice that there has not been anyone identified. Not one of the criminals that took my daughter have been identified in this document. So who's Miss A, F, who's Constable D and C? Anybody would look at this document and know what they're looking at. The most criminal, corrupt document you could ever see. Now you understand why the no solicitor policy was put in place, people. Oh my God. You understand that this family in 2.5 years after this illegal removal does not know where their family member is. The fight for justice will go on. Expect us. Okay, here's another document for you folks. This is the last one I'm going to show you on this criminal city council, Labour, which is now supported by the SNP. This document here, as you can see, dated, was a social worker pretending to be a medical health officer. See, she's writing now, I am the mental health officer who will be the guardianship assessment. Now that action alone, which is provable now, as I think you would understand, would have her daughter immediately returned. But she knew when she was taking that action that there was never going to be a lawyer available to the family. There never was any examination of Michelle. She was a fake and a fraud. You don't do examinations, certainly at home. The basic exam, the most important examination is at a clinic. There never was any clinics involved. It was all a fraud. Jacqueline Jenkins, nothing but a social worker claiming to be a mental health officer. That'll do it for this document. Now this is quite an important document for you to understand. This is the Department of Work and Pensions taking part in the fraud against our family member and daughter, as well as against the mother, of course. Well, you can clearly see that the document was sent out to our daughter. Yeah. As far as they're concerned, she can understand this document. And there's nothing wrong with her, except what they're going to state in this document. And here we go. Bear in mind By the time they sent this out, she'd been up for an assessment at 2 max, which was nothing but a fraud. Here we go. Now, Michelle didn't make a request. It was her mother that made the request that it be looked at again, because we knew it was fraud. And it's not disability living allowance, it's a benefit fraud. It's for that is what you get if you're depressed. No mention of mental health, of course, you notice. No mention of vaccine damage and anything of that sort, of course. No, this was a cover-up. Now, she needs guidance. She needs guidance and supervising when walking about outside. No, this is for an indefinite period. Well, they obviously think we don't know what the word indefinitely means. Never mind. Remember, they kept her hidden in the system. She was hidden in the system for a real disability, which was the vaccine damage. All those years. Obviously they don't want to even consider paying that back and recognising her. But never mind. Oh, she can't cook. You see? She's not a very good cook. Illness. She needs help about... Can help. Now again. Once again. See, this was a benefit fraud because we wouldn't let them get away with it. After so many tries, they decided to kidnap our daughter. It's a very important document. You're seeing it in black and white for yourself. Now you remember that when they kidnapped our daughter, they claimed it was for mental health. But there's no mental health in this document. And this benefit offer. This was the attempt to hide her mental condition, which was brain damage by vaccines without consent. And physical damage. They were determined to have her hidden again. But we wouldn't allow it. We demanded that justice be followed. But it seems to be in this country, if you demand that justice to be followed, it means that they'll come for your daughter and kidnap your child. And that's what you're seeing here. We were determined that justice takes its course, and we were still determined. We will be coming out. The people will hear us. This is us getting ready. Once again, No mention of vaccines. No mention of mental health in this document. And this was the one, because it was refused, our daughter was kidnapped. No courts, no law. And I'll put you onto the fine. Now here we come to this document from the so-called Scottish Government. There's two of them. This is the first part. We actually sent a letter to Mrs Sturgeon to complain about her MP in Glasgow South's corruption and criminality when he refused to recognise our illegal arrest video, and also our documents that proved that Michelle, our daughter and family member, was removed unlawfully by police and social workers. This is the letter stating evidentially, as you can see, that they received our letter. Now you'll notice it says we sent a letter to Nicola Sturgeon, which is correct. Now everyone in the UK, I don't care what they say, has the right to see their MSP, and Nicola Sturgeon is the MSP of the child and the mother since she was thrown out of property. Where she's staying now, she's the local MSP. Now, you must remember, they know this case. The SNP, I must say this now, were very much aware of this case because they were approached in 2012 to help with the benefit fraud, and they turned their back on the family. And since 2012 they were hoping that this family would have been defeated so they wouldn't have had to face the revelations that they're facing now. But we weren't defeated. Why? Because of these documents that they're ignoring. They will be made public also on the day when we get out, constantly, until we have our daughter returned. So you see, now I've put the second document on, the reply. So here's the final document, the reply from the so-called Scottish Government. Obviously they don't want to see the document, they don't want to acknowledge it. She's not being cared for, she was kidnapped because her benefit fraud was refused. Notice Nicola Sturgeon didn't reply. It's some entity called the Scottish Government. It'll be helpful to know. It's not appropriate for Scottish ministers. In other words, for Nicola, it's not appropriate for Nicola Sturgeon to see her evidence. That's what they're saying. Do you understand? To intervene in individual cases. Total nonsense, total absolute criminal reply. Local authorities, artistic corporate bodies, and statute is not law, and as such are entirely separate. This is just to avoid Nicola Sturgeon seeing more evidence. They don't want her to see the evidence because you knew that would put her in a stranglehold, wouldn't it? She would have to act. So what they're doing is making up this dribble. I have to go to the social work. We have to go to the social work department who kidnapped her daughter and have been holding her for over 2 years, and we don't even know who she is. And you've seen the wee video there that we put on recently. Any complaints about the service they provide must be for them to address. Of the local authority, which is your SNP Council in Glasgow. Everyone has the right to see an MSP, but not this family. This family can't even get access to a lawyer at the moment. Some care, isn't it, when the mother's thrown out of her home because she stood up for her daughter's rights? Some care. I mean, they really have got the gall on them. It's not going to go away for you. You expect us very shortly. This is the last document we'll be putting on. We don't really need to put any more on. I think there's enough documents been put on to show the people just what they're facing should they stand up for their families when they're destroyed by vaccines or used for drug testing. Yeah, we must make a stand against this. It must be taken. Social Work Criminals Department of the local criminal authority, which is the SNP Council in Glasgow, which we'll be facing very shortly. Yes, we will be making complaints publicly, since there's no lawyers available and they've shut the whole system down in the family. That's us for now, folks.